running towards something in Nashville, hoping my heart could make itself clear this time.
A few mornings ago I woke up and there were 2 elk right outside of the property line, and my heart was beating so fast. I was so excited.
But I was looking for you, and I was looking for you. Tennessee.
I recently left for like 3 weeks, so I set up this really simple irrigation in my garden so that my garden wouldn't die. But my cistern did run out before I got back, and I think at this point it hasn't been watered in like a week. Hi, sweetie. This is at 9%. By the end of today I'll be able to fill the cistern again. I just need to prime this pump. Oh yeah. 10:30. I'm gonna start time 40. This garden has surprised me so much. Look at these beautiful peas. I'm grabbing some stuff for breakfast. There are more peas than I even know what to do with. But what's beautiful about that is I'll be able to take a lot of these peas that are way too big and starting to dry out, and those will be my peas for next year, because I know that they are insanely prolific and do really, really well here. Scared the shit out of me. Oh my god.
You remind me of so many things. You remind me of flowers, golden hours, coloring. You remind me of light shining through, twirling, dancing across.
Well, that was Doug, my lovely neighbor. He turned 74 this last month. He came over to look at my garden, and he had a little 4-wheeler that he wanted me to ride. So.
You remind me of falling rain. Yeah, that sweet, sweet sound on my window pane. You remind me of the sky so blue. I'm gonna hold on tight to you.
While I was gone, my truck also died. So, trying to jump him. Also, I learned if you have a ProMaster, you don't have to get into the battery to jump a car. That is like the only way that I've ever done it. And then I realized there's got to be like positive and negative access points under the hood. That would be silly if there wasn't. There was the whole time. So in here, there's a little positive cover, and then there's a negative here, and it is marked only for jump start. Amazing. I wish I knew that 4 years ago when my van kept breaking down every other month. I don't like that. Sometimes I am so nervous about looking dumb on the internet, but people do dumb shit every single day, and I just did something really dumb. So I was just going through the motions of just jump starting a vehicle, and I was experiencing a lot more heat and sparks than I ever have before. So one of the terminals is covered with a little black thing, and the other terminal has a red cable running from it. So I thought, oh, red cable, that's positive. Black cover, that's negative. I was wrong. So I connected them wrong, and that was really dumb, and I should have been paying more attention, and I wasn't. You guys have been watching me for years, like constantly figuring stuff out, constantly learning how to be self-sufficient, obviously, while gathering help and information from various people online or in my life or whatever. But dumb shit happens all the time. Sometimes I don't think clearly. Sometimes I, need to call friends to figure stuff out, to problem solve. Like, that's also a huge part of this. And that will probably be the way my entire life goes. Dumb, dumb, dumb. Even if you've done things a bajillion times, there's always that one time where you can still really mess up. This is the leakiest gas can ever, so I'm trying something new. I would assume this little gasket goes... I swear 30% of my day is just figuring stuff out, fixing things, or finding things. It's just something that I'm not willing to do. Take me home. I spent like 3 hours yesterday organizing and cleaning the shipping container. Look at how beautiful it is. Okay, I have to measure this. I would say, yeah, we're gonna do 4x6. Also, I brought back my guitar when I visited my childhood home. This is literally the only song I remember because I played it so much. Nope. Nope. Yeah, okay. Anyway, I'm gonna get back to learning guitar. Okay, back to work. Have these bolts. I think that they will be perfect, but I don't know. I never really know. Okay, we'll just try this. Okay. It's I think I just want to add a stabilizer right here to keep the legs from being uneven. Good girl, watch out, Akita. Trash. That's one thing. If you're living off-grid or like in a homesteading situation out in the middle of nowhere, there's no trash service. Nobody comes and picks up your trash for you. So what I like to do is gather all my trash. When I have a trash bag full, I bring it into the shipping container. And then when I have a bunch of trash bags, take it to the landfill. Now, the landfill is a very eye-opening place. If you've never visited a landfill, I highly recommend it because it really makes you think twice about throwing things away. And I think it's like a natural encourager of like reusing things or repairing things. Anyway, I need to work out. This little gym setup was probably one of the best decisions that I could have made while living out here. Actually, I don't think I want this here. I know that for the most part, I'm active. I work outside for hours in a day, but I have a few thoughts. And one of those thoughts is there seems to be this like, I don't know, judgment where people kind of, they put down the idea of resistance training in like a gym setting like this. Like some people just want to do natural movements and challenge their body in an outdoor setting. And I am all for that. But the truth is, our body, especially once we hit like even just 30, it's harder to build and maintain muscle mass. And resistance training is just so good for you. So my thought is, why not do both? I don't think I'll ever let anybody talk me out of doing it just because it's, I don't know, not cool anymore or whatever. One of the things I love about this home gym is I can wear whatever I want or how little I want. I can wear bare feet and I can be filthy and nobody can kick me out. I also don't have to listen to anybody's shitty music. I will admit I'm tired today. There was a lot of time in the sun yesterday and a lot of projects that are like slowly, incrementally, physically demanding. That paired with sun, man, it makes me tired. This hat is making me so hot. I think health in general is just such an interesting topic. And when I think about where I am today, like buying this property and doing all of this work outside, trying to be self-sufficient with a garden and eventually probably some types of livestock, I guess I'm just realizing that a lot of my decisions, including like van life, and the decisions to do a lot of my own work here, have so much to do with my health. And I think it's interesting when you create your life and make decisions that improve your health. I think it's just it's like a pretty good recipe, I would say, for being content as well. That was just a warm-up, so now I'm actually gonna start my sets. The older I get and the more that I learn about health and also like experience it, over a period of time, the more that I realize and understand just how connected everything is. So not only do I focus on the physical side of health, but also my mental health is a huge priority to me, which is why I want to give a huge thank you to BetterHelp for supporting my channel and for sponsoring this video. I started therapy a few years ago, and it was actually due to a pretty low point in my life after a tough breakup. But I do wish that I had started earlier, because now I see the value of having this established relationship with your therapist so that you can kind of like tackle struggles or life events together. Also, fun little fact, it took me 3 therapists to find the one that I have now, who I just love dearly. Which leads me to a really great thing about BetterHelp. If the first therapist that you're matched with just doesn't work, if you don't really vibe with them, you can easily switch to a different therapist until you find one that you really click with. I have found therapy to be an amazing tool for self-growth and for just an overall resilience that I plan to forever practice and weave into my life. And if you're interested in using BetterHelp for therapy, it is very easy to start. You just fill out a questionnaire and you will be matched with your own therapist in just a few days. If you are struggling, first off, know that you are not alone. You're simply a human moving through the human experience on this earth. And if you think that you would benefit from a therapy session or just somebody that can help you see things from a new perspective, you can click the link in my description below or visit betterhelp.com/Linnea and get 10% off of your first month of therapy. Oh! Yesterday, when I was stripping some of my larger logs, there was a big old black widow. So that's fun. She's all right though. This fall, my focus is going to be my studio space. Hi, Keela. Hi. You're just a really lovey girl. What can we say? I'm gonna be working with my knife, so you should probably step away, my girl. Thank you. So a lot of what I've been doing is stripping logs, but I've been getting a lot of flack for this online, which is so silly, but I live off-grid and I just bought this property about a year ago. There's a lot of things that I've done so far, even though it really doesn't look like it. Like, it doesn't look like a lot of development, which I don't ever really want it to look super developed per se. There was a well that I needed to pay for. Then I started a garden. The garden took a lot of time. There's been a lot of figuring out water stuff and putting the well pump in and getting the shipping container figured out so I have a place to put things. There are so many little aspects of not only living off the grid, but also building something from scratch from a completely raw piece of land. And truthfully, there's no way to understand what that actually means until you do it. My next big project for fall is to create a studio space. I'm gonna call this like the cabin studio because I want it to look really earthy and cabiny and very like my vibe. But so many people talk about how silly it is, or they leave comments about how my priorities are all messed up because I want to build a studio space instead of a house. I'll start by saying this. This is not the type of homesteading channel or off-grid channel or DIY channel where you're gonna come in and check on me in 2 years and I'm gonna have this huge bustling homestead with a house and a tractor and all the water catchment and the animals. It's just not realistic that way. And maybe for some people it is. Maybe for some people who want to and can dedicate big lump sum money and a lot of time to do all these projects and get all the machinery to make it happen quick. I will not be going about that in the same way. And I think that there's beauty to all of it, and those people are building, you know, the life that makes sense for them. But I think that it's silly to hold other people to that same standard just for viewing pleasure. I'm building a studio space because number one, this is going to be much cheaper than a house. And I want to recover a little bit. This year has been quite the financial input because I paid for the property and a well, And both of those are, those are expensive. So financially, I'm not really ready to build a house. And then also, I kind of already have a house. And if you've watched this channel for a while, you know how much I adore my van. And my van is still in really great shape. So I'm not going to rush out of that home just for the sake of building a new home because people want to see that on YouTube. I've always told myself that I am not going to live my life for other people. I'm not going to live my life for a boss. I'm not going to live my life for society's expectations, for what people want me to do. Instead, I want to do it really at my own pace and in the way that I really enjoy. And that means the journey. Like, I'm very much a person that enjoys the journey. I went on a tangent. I was going somewhere with that. I'm very comfortable with my simple living situation. Got all the water I could ever need. There's a lot of sun here, and I have a bed, and that's beautiful. So I'm not in a rush for a house, and I'm more excited about building things that provide me with space to do what I love. So this studio allows me to have space for pottery and wood burning and maybe a cozy little editing nook as well. And it'll allow me to observe and live on the property in a little bit of a different way. I think being here longer will give me a better idea of what I want like a house design to be and the important aspects of it, even down to like where I prefer windows to be when the sun comes up or the entrance, all these things. I just don't want to rush that because I want to get to know this like being that is the property. And I'm really excited about it. And it's going to take a lot of time. When things take time and a lot of effort and planning and hard work, it just, it makes it so much more enjoyable. And there's so much more gratitude then when it's done. And I think it's that process actually that I'm pretty addicted to. Anyway, this is a lot of what I've been doing lately. It's not very exciting or romantic, but really this lifestyle is just a lot of this. It's a lot of mundane stuff and, long hours and repetitive work. And it's great if that's what you want to be doing. But I also don't want to fool anybody into thinking that it's just constant fun progress, because it's constant work and troubleshooting. And I think that's, its own kind of fun if you're into that kind of stuff. Yo, that's another black widow. Yeah. Well, do you guys want to see a black widow? She is right here. You can see that pattern. She's got a really bright pattern on her. I would love if she would go somewhere else. Well, I guess if she's just gonna hang out under there, she's all right. I think I'm just gonna stay standing for like a few minutes. Okay. The thing I do like about black widows, it's not like they move a whole lot. Like wolf spiders just freaking run everywhere. But these guys just kind of hang out until they're bothered. Although they are pretty poisonous. Just while I was in the garden, Aquila knocked over the fly trap bag and some of the nasty stuff splashed up into her face. And I do not think that that is good to have anywhere near her mouth. I'm sorry, honey. I know you just really need it. Got some right here too. I have so much food. I have more food than I think I've ever had in the van. I was gone, and when I came back, I had 2 CS8 boxes to pick up, and they were like so full. I gave almost a full box to the girl at the checkout counter because I was like, I can't eat all of this and it's just me, Chris isn't here. And on top of that, my garden has so many vegetables, so much food. I don't know what I'm gonna do for dinner. I'm just trying to eat as much as I can, and it usually turns into a meal that is just like made for a queen.
Come twist your legs around me again, and I'd like to see you in the evening, and I'll leave at 6 o'clock, get change in the parking lot, and this is how you lose her in an hour. Boy, you're a tale that we've all heard before, it's hard to see you sink into your ego. Yeah, you better bet that I've got you pegged, and this is how you lose me in an hour. And there's 1,000 ways that I could be a man, but I'm walking in the footsteps of my dad. There's a blood stain on the carpet in our room, but I cannot seem to get it out for good. Last night I drove her around in your truck. Well, I still owe your dad money on the insurance, and we listened to Townes Van Zandt, and my hand went up her dress. Tell me, how do you like me now?
Lovely, where have you been? Haven't seen you since I don't know when. Guess it's where the wind has blown. Crazy how the time has flown. I always figured you would be there like a favorite picture, hanging by the stairs. Guess it's where the wind has blown. Is everybody on their own? Come on over, let's talk about all the good things and how we see them now. Crazy how the time has flown. Crazy how the time